Nur Yalman, renowned social anthropologist and Professor Emeritus of Harvard University, recalls Daisaku Ikeda's lecture on Mahayana Buddhism and 21st century civilization, given at Harvard in 1993.
Then one of my students here at Harvard from Indonesia, who was a member of the Soka Gakkai movement, was telling me about Soka Gakkai, and we said, why don't we invite President Ikeda to come and talk to us? So that's how the invitation came about. You must remember that we are talking about the year 1993. The people were celebrating and feeling very positive about the future, about the great achievements of Western society, of American capitalism in beating down the communist system. And somehow in the air was a sense of unlimited potentialities for a brave new world that was to come. He was warning the world, rightfully I think, about the fact that there were things to be thought about carefully about modern civilization that people needed to think about. That is to say, the problem of death in the world, the significance of religion, and the role of Mahayana Buddhism in trying to answer some of these questions. I thought he made a very cogent presentation. So the problem of ignoring death, he mentions in his lecture Brzezinski and Megadeath. He was right to underline this because in 1993 one could not foretell the future, and we had no sense that the 21st century was going to become such a murderous century. Why does modern society ignore death? That's because it's a consumerist society. It lives here and now, and the entire structure of the media is directed towards encouraging people to think about today and tomorrow, but not for the future. So the question that is raised by the concern in Buddhism about death has to do with the meaning of life, because it is only when you seriously think about the end of life that life itself becomes much more meaningful, and it becomes in proportion to your sense of mortality. And he gave this wonderful talk. It was a very significant talk, and I applaud him for the immense effort he's been making, not just in Japan, but in the latest I heard, in 192 countries around the world, which is wonderful.